Welcome back to another episode of the Real Health Podcast. Today, we're going to be discovering, just some information on how to support a cycle naturally. So, I'm going to give you 3 foods that are fantastic in supporting the healthy rhythm of a female cycle. So we're going to talk about all the way from estrogen to progesterone, but we're really not talking about supplementation. We're talking about food, how food can heal the body versus a lot of times we go quick to supplements, which is great. They have their point, they have their purpose. There's a time and place, but I also think it's really important to consider that foods heal. And there's foods in our house that we can use to help promote a healthy, regular female cycle. We're kind of in the series of supporting organ systems. If you missed it, last week we talked about 3 ways to help improve the digestive system. So we talked about aloe, we talked about apple cider vinegar, and how you can use the raw in gummies. And so today we're going to continue that kind of series mindset here, but we're going to apply it to the female cycle. You know, one of the things that we see in the office on a regular basis is some dysregulation of a female cycle, whether it's causing infertility, dysmenorrhea, whether it's causing endometriosis, ovarian cysts. But we see that the same problem is pertinent in a lot of these cases, that there's poor ovulation, there's excess estrogenic compounds, particularly bad estrogens. We have a failure to promote healthy progesterone production in the luteal phase. And at the end of the day, we're too stressed with dysregulated blood sugar. And so when we're kind of uncovering today's topic, this applies to everyone, whether you are supporting a healthy cycle for fertility or whether you're supporting healthy hormones for perimenopause, the season of transition for you. This applies no matter where you're at in your health journey. So let's dive in. Let's talk through one of my favorite things that we talk about because it relates a lot of in regards to nutrition, and that's cruciferous vegetables. So cruciferous vegetables, broccoli, cauliflower, kale, are fantastic. Brussels sprouts, a great way to support a healthy hormonal system. Why? Because cruciferous vegetables have a specific compound called I3C or indole-3-carbinol. Also, we call it DIM, dinyl methane. So these compounds, DIM and I3C, that are found within cruciferous vegetables, specifically affect estrogen metabolism. And one of the biggest things that we see in the office is that the estrogen load of excess, like bad inflammatory estrogens, are high. The liver is supposed to use specific compounds and antioxidants to support what we would just call like hormone metabolism, or in some ways we would call it estrogen detoxification. And that's where we get this balance of specific estrogen metabolites, 2, 4, 16 hydroxyestrogens. They should be methylated. It's super sciencey, but really what I'm talking about is that your liver is supposed to take estrogen and all the different compounds and clear out the bad ones and keep the good ones. That's in essence what the liver's supposed to do. And one of the best compounds for that is DIM, D-I-M, or I3C, indole-3-carbinol. You can take a supplement. You can take a couple 100 milligrams of DIM a day. It's great. Costs you about $50. And don't just grab any random DIM. DIM is very hard to absorb, so you want to make sure you're taking the right form. But hey, how do we get it from foods? Yeah, so cruciferous vegetables. Broccoli, cauliflower, kale, Brussels sprouts, great way to support estrogen metabolism. We should be consuming these at least 3 times a week, and even transparently every day. If you were to consume these healthy cruciferous vegetables on a daily basis, they would 100% help support a healthy cycle. Number 2, within the same kind of spectrum of cruciferous vegetables, even though you may not know this is a cruciferous vegetable, is the maca root or maca plant. So Mayan civilization here, we're talking about maca root as a herb, but really it's a cruciferous vegetable or cruciferous plant that's been used for hundreds of years. So you might have heard of maca root, or MACA, maca root. Maca root is a fantastic adaptogenic herb. So when we think about maca root, we label it an adaptogen. What does an adaptogen do? Well, maca, as an adaptogen, helps your body combat stress, physical, emotional, chemical stress. Maca is a fantastic support of something called luteinizing hormone, which is essential to support ovulation. One of the big things that we see in infertility, as well as dysregulated cycles, is a lack of ovulation. Healthy ovulation is supported through healthy luteinizing hormone levels, healthy estrogen loads, and healthy progesterone secretion after. So maca not only can help your body adapt to stress, it can also support luteinizing hormone production. And this is essential because what we find is that stressed women don't have healthy cycles. Adaptogens help stress. Therefore, if we insert maca into the setting of a stressed environment, then we would only create a better outcome for a healthy cycle. But the other benefits are we're going to get better libido, we're going to get stronger drive, we're going to get better energy levels. Maca has been linked again then to luteinizing hormone, which creates a stronger cycle. All of these things are fantastic, but if you're like, hey, I have really heavy cycles, what about me? Maca is still applicable here. It does have the ability to influence through some of the antioxidants in maca, has the ability to help your body process those, higher hormone levels that we just talked about with cruciferous vegetables. So whether it's broccoli, cauliflower, kale, and or maca, all of these can help support hormone levels, specifically excess estrogens, but also support healthy ovulation signaling, and as the biggest kind of pinnacle of maca, healthy stress support. All right, those are the adaptogens. A couple weeks ago, we talked about the adrenal system, adrenal glands. And this is a great adaptogen that you can take to support a healthy adrenal system, but also helps support a healthy hormone system. So take maca. It's usually in a powder form. I take Gaia Herbs. Maca, I think, is gelatinized powder, and I throw it in my smoothie, and I consume it every day because it's actually great for men as well. All right, so cruciferous vegetables, cruciferous plant, but specifically an adaptogen called maca, number 2. Number 3, the third food item I would recommend is seed cycling. You might have heard of this in the past. What's the deal with seed cycling? So seed cycling is something that's done throughout your cycle, where in the first 2 weeks, we're supporting the follicular phase, and the second 2 weeks, we're supporting the luteal phase. The first 2 weeks, you're consuming a couple tablespoons of pumpkin and flax every day. And then as the body shifts post-ovulation, we're supporting that luteal phase with sesame seeds, and we're also supporting it with, what's the other one? It is sunflower seeds. So sesame and sunflower. When supporting the cycle, the first phase, that follicular phase, we're really trying to drive healthy estrogen production. One of the big things that we see with failure to ovulate is a lack of estrogen surge. So any plants and herbs or seeds that support estrogen levels will help create a stronger ovulation. This is necessary for the luteal phase, where we're going to make progesterone. Without ovulation, we're not making progesterone. Okay? So why do we consume that ground flax and pumpkin? Is to support estrogen load. Something that's really important to keep in mind is that you don't want to buy pre-ground seeds. Seeds can become rancid. This is particular to flaxseed. They actually sell pre-ground flaxseed. Flax meal is what we would call that. You don't want that. Why? Because as soon as you crack that seed, the antioxidants get used up very quick and oxidize, and the seed can get rancid quick. So all those natural oils get destroyed. Okay, so we want to leave intact those seeds right before we consume them. Okay, so the first half of your cycle, pre-ovulation, pumpkin, flax. Second half, sesame and sunflower. Why sesame and sunflower? Because it supports progesterone production. Again, one of the issues that we see with either missed cycles or anovulatory cycles or poor ovulation is that we don't get the estrogen load, and without the estrogen load, without the egg release, we're not going to get progesterone production. So we need to support progesterone production because most women on this planet, especially in America, are walking around estrogen dominant. They don't have enough progesterone to balance out their estrogen levels. So seed cycling is fantastic for that. Again, it doesn't matter if you're 20 or 80. Seed cycling supports healthy hormone production, can help with hot flashes later on in life, can help with dysmenorrhea early on in life. Wherever you're at and whatever season you're at, seed cycling is a fantastic support system to a healthy cycle. All right, so we have cruciferous vegetables, and really purpose here is to support estrogen metabolism. We have cruciferous plant maca root, specifically as an adaptogen to help stress as well as ovulation. And then, of course, we have seed cycling as a means of supporting the entire cycle throughout from day 1 to day 28-ish. So I hope this was helpful. Give it a go. Let us know how your body does through the journey of adapting real health advice. So thanks again for listening to another episode of the Real Health Podcast.